Fix It Tony here. Thanks for clicking on the video. So we have vehicle number 3 that we're going to be putting on the Mobil 1 advanced clean. This truck, since it was new, has been on Valvoline Restore and Protect. It has 3 oil changes in its belt. Now at 25,000 miles currently, we're going to change over. But I think the most revealing thing will be when we take a look inside the engine, because this has only ever had the factory fill, which was, I think on these is Pennzoil, and then the Valvoline Restore and Protect. So if there's any buildup in this engine, it really only could have came from one place. So we're gonna take a look at that with our borescope here. Otherwise, nothing really to report with this truck. I know early on we had some issues. We had an issue with the transmission leak from the factory. They went ahead and fixed that. Otherwise, the truck's been pretty good. It was in a minor fender bender, but that has nothing to do with anything that's going on now. So we're going to check some stuff since we have it here and take a look at our air filter, see if we need a new one of those, and then we're going to take a look at a few other things going on here to make sure that, you know, maintenance wise we're good and caught up to where we need to be at this juncture in its life. So with that said, we'll get started here. All right, so we have the truck up on the lift. A couple of things. I do use these posts. I know a few of you guys have asked. I'll put these in the description. This is a two post lift. I like the security of, since you're such a long vehicle or the heavier vehicles, make sure that when I'm pulling on anything down here, I don't have to worry about, you know, accidentally pulling this thing off the lift or throwing it off balance. So I put these on. They're super cheap. They're only like 60 bucks a piece. So anyway, we check things out. The brakes are over 50%. The tires, front and back, they have about 10,000 miles or so left on them, and these will be gone. I don't see any major leaks or anything like that. Some things we commented on that we're still kind of seeing here are the impact points from the steering stops. I don't really know why they designed this like this. Usually there's a rubber bouncer, not actual metal to metal. That seems like a failure point to me eventually. I want to talk to them again about that. I don't see that being terribly safe, but that's me. No other major issues, no leaks or anything like that. There's a little seepage down here. We will keep an eye on that while it's still in warranty. They did fix the transmission pan, redid that. That looks just fine, no major issues there. But otherwise, she's holding up pretty good for 25,000 miles. Again, some of the things Dodge did, the composite upper control arm, I don't know if that saved them money or what they thought it was doing, but that to me is just stupid. Anyway, I like Dodge, but sometimes Stellantis put their cheap engineering people into convincing them to do a few things that they probably should have thought out a little more. So we're going to get this thing up, get this drained. And again, this vehicle's only been on Valvoline Restore and Protect besides the factory fill. And of course it's still a little bit tight. Get back in here. Sometimes these drain plugs are super loosey-goosey. Sometimes they're, you got to get them out a few more threads before they're able to come out by hand. Sometimes they'll go a little bit and then they'll stop. I do like the Ford design with that plug. It makes it a lot easier to drain oil, but also makes it easier for somebody to sabotage your car. Unfortunately, I hope nobody would ever do that, but again, you never know. So we'll go ahead and take this off here. Oops. That's kind of the other issue with this. Can't tell when it's going to be ready to go. Anyway, not a big deal. Mark that up. And then I do like the oil filter being right above this. Much better than the Hemi design. It's hidden up a bit. Okay, so we're going to take the oil filter loose. STP makes a filter for these engines now. It's the 10590. You can find them at any AutoZone, which is kind of cool. You don't have to go to the dealer anymore. I know a few of you guys commented there's some other filters, but I have not found any documentation that they are approved by Chrysler, and this is a lease vehicle. May keep it, may not, I'm not sure, but I also want to leave that option open to us. So we'll let this stuff drain here and get it ready to put a new filter on, and we'll take a look inside. Okay, we have our scope. We'll take a look inside. Again, this engine's only ever seen Valvoline Restore and Protect. No other oil besides the factory fill. And it looks pretty clean inside. I don't see any residue of anything in there. It's pretty cool. Feeding in even further. Those are the main caps. Everything looks really clean in there. So Valvoline's done its job keeping this engine clean. So for those who want to know whether to use this oil as an everyday oil from the get-go, it's not a bad idea. I've also heard from a few folks, and I will be checking the Valvoline website, that they did get the 7 rating on their oil. I have not been able to confirm that. All the stores I've gone to, all of them say 6 on it. So we'll have to wait and see here so I can confirm that for you guys. But we'll let this drain some more, and then we'll put a new filter on it. But inside, this thing does look pretty spotless still. So still keeping it clean right from the factory. Perfect. So we have our filter again, the 10590XL. I do like the fact that they put plastic on these, and I will continue to praise companies that do that, because, and pre-filling, you know, I'm going to talk about pre-filling really quick. Everyone's like, oh, pre-fill your filter. That's all fine and dandy, but you do not pre-fill from the middle. You pre-fill from the outside. And a lot of filters will not pre-fill because there is an anti-drain back valve in here. If you fill from the middle, you're putting unfiltered oil into the filtered area. This is where filtered oil is. This is where unfiltered oil goes. So just really think about that before you do that. Anyway, and if a manufacturer doesn't say to do it, don't do it. There's enough oil in the system. You're not going to damage your engine. As long as you're not revving it as soon as you start it, and you let the oil pressure get up, you will be just fine. But some people, I don't know, they think that that does better. It does not. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very long time. If you want to do it anyway, go ahead. It's your car. Anyway, so we'll get started here. We'll drop this down. It's been draining for about 20 minutes now. I think it's kind of funny about these new engines is, in order to see how much oil it has, you have to use a get this thing on here. You have to use the gauge, the display gauge, and it'll tell you how much oil you have in the system, which I think is really dumb. But I'm starting to think, I saw this last time, there was like a check hole around here somewhere. I think that hole, it's around here somewhere. I think it was up there to get a manual check on the oil level. Thought I saw it around here somewhere. Maybe I didn't. But it would be nice if there was. That way you have a manual way of checking it in case whatever your gauge isn't working or something like that. You have another way of checking the oil. Or maybe just put a dipstick back in it. Slantis, that would be pretty cool too. I don't understand why you took it out in the first place. I think it's really because of warranty. They can deny a warranty claim if when you're not changing oil until you let it run low. I'm pretty sure the computer is going to log the fact that you ran the engine low on oil. And it'll alleviate them of warranty claims. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, they shouldn't cover stupidity in their warranty. So we're all good down here. We'll get her down on the floor, put some oil in her. Okay, we'll flip the oil filter open so we can take a look in here really quick. Sorry, I meant to say that. And this is the drain back valve I'm talking about, of why when you pre-fill these, the oil's not going to want to go in there. It's tough. It's going to be fighting this silicone valve here. It looks like they're starting to use some RTV in these to glue them in place. Not a fan of that, or glue to glue the element in place, not really sure. Pour some oil out here. It's pretty dark as you would expect. And there's quite a bit of junk in there. I was not expecting that. Maybe it's glue. We'll see. No, that's stuff. That is unusual. This is a brand new truck. You would not expect to see that. Interesting. So again, Valvoline Restore and Protect, it does make this stuff end up in the oil filter, even on a brand new engine. And this looks like carbon. If I had to guess, I would say that's carbon. And if it's carbon, it's probably coming from the upper rings or from the combustion chamber, which makes sense on these turbocharged engines. So interesting. It is doing its job. We are going to switch to Mobil 1, but I'm curious what it's going to look like when we start changing oil with the Mobil 1 with the advanced clean, if that changes anything here. But again, that's why I'm doing it, guys. I want you guys to see the difference and see if there's any difference at all. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start putting some oil in. I'm going to use the scope and take a look inside the valve cover really quick before we pour some oil in here. I think it looks pretty good. There's some gunk in there. Somebody wouldn't expect that. It's interesting. Get a look closer and see what that looks like. Maybe it's just stuff, this is a cast part, so it's kind of ugly. The oil can get trapped in there over time. It's not, definitely not varnished or anything, which is a good sign. Inside the cap isn't varnished either, so we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll get take a look inside the oil filter here. A lot of times oil filler cap, and not any varnish or anything. That's a good sign. All right, we'll get some oil in her. So we have the advanced clean. Again, it says cleans, and a lot of people ask this question: cleans your engine in one oil change. Some people said it doesn't advertise that it cleans your engine. It sure does. It also does have the Dexos, but some of the bottles don't. So I think there was a pre-production issue where they weren't paying the kits in the ring and paying the fee, but now they are. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and put 7.5, probably going to put 8 quarts in there, because this thing generally takes a little bit more, especially when you let it drain for a long period of time. The oil will come down and out of the turbo. So we'll get oil in her and start her ready. So we're going to put about 3 quarts out of this one in. And again, shake these bottles. I can't say it enough, especially if you're not using the whole bottle. It's very important that you shake it, because the package tends, the detergent package and the additive package tends to sit at the bottom. So I want to make sure that you get all of that. I'm doing this by feel. I've done this enough times. Look at that, 2 quarts right on the money. So that's 3 quarts in, it's 8 quarts total. I do appreciate Ram making these unobstructed holes for the oil, because some of the manufacturers, they put like funnels in there, all sorts of crap, and it makes it harder to get oil in, and it'll overfill, ends up all your valve cover. So happy that they did not fall into that trap with this engine. We're going to start in a minute. I'm actually going to take this air filter out and take a look at it and see if we need to do a service on that, because we're right about the mileage that these need air filters. So let's take a look. All right, so we're in the truck. You just want to turn the truck to the on position without starting it, and then just go down to settings for information, and you'll pop up here in the info, vehicle information, press and hold the OK button, and it'll reset here eventually. Let's try it again. All levels good. For some reason this is not wanting to reset. Oh, there it goes. That reset. So you just press and hold it, and then you have your oil indicator. It says it's at 3 quarters. I drive it around for a little while before I check this again, because remember, we put 8 quarts. It takes 7.5. So this calibrates over a period of time. So don't just go add more oil, because you'll overfill it. So anyway, please like, subscribe, and share. Channel's growing, almost 5,000 subscribes. You guys are watching, not subscribed, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me a whole bunch, and it helps beat the algorithm with YouTube, so I can actually get more people to watch my videos. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day.